Hey guys, welcome back to Pharaoh Ironing Customs. I'm Michael, and today we are going to be trying to repair the pilot arc on my Colossal Tech Cut 70 plasma cutter. And if y'all have watched the channel for any amount of time, I've used this machine and used this machine and used this machine. Early on, the switch broke on it, and I've never really fixed it. And as you can see, we don't have the, it cuts fine, it seems like, but I've tried to read about it and tried to read about it and tried to read about it and try to figure out. And last week, Dave over on Mad Ginger Customs did a video on converting a non-pilot arc machine, a lift start machine, to a pilot arc machine. And I kind of learned a thing or two. The piece that does the part that does the pilot arc is inside the head of the machine, of the lead. So I'm thinking that whenever this got damaged, it probably damaged whatever, you know, the electronics inside the head that are responsible for doing the pilot arc. Now, I'm not going to tell you how he converted the machine. My machine is already a pilot arc machine. I'll leave a link in the description to that video if you would like to see how he converted his machine to a pilot arc. I'll leave that link so you can go watch it. But if I knew now, then what I knew now, I would have bought a lift start machine and bought a torch for it. Alright, so of course I've had this machine for several years, and I think you can buy plasma cutters way cheaper than what I paid for this one. Anyway, so like I said, we have this is a pilot arc machine. I bought the torch off of Amazon, and it is an AG60P. I usually don't buy stuff off of Amazon, but I could actually get it off of Amazon for less expensive than what I paid for what I could have gotten it for on eBay. I'm hoping that all of the connections are the same. They look like they probably are. I'm going to have to run grab a wrench to take that loose. I'll be right back. Okay, I got that off, and I was going to tell you, and if anybody's wondering, this wire is the wire that's responsible for the pilot arc in the machine, or in the tip. And on a pilot arc machine, there is a place on the front of the machine to attach that wire. Already mine had a little thumb wheel screw, and the little thumb screw broke, so that's the reason why it's got a regular hex bolt on it now. And I'm not sure that that bolt isn't what may have came out of that broken piece. Now this is your, all this is your 2T switch, or your trigger switch, and it screws right in to this machine, which should be fine. This is basically the same head that the machine come with. It says it's a AG60P, and we still ain't got a pilot arc. So we must have some other problem going on with this machine. But I did need a new pilot arc head, and this was only like 40 bucks on Amazon. So give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. Hey guys, it's been a few days, I'm not even sure how long it's been. Probably close to another week again since I was out here working on this plasma cutter. So when I pull the cover off of it, it's filthy inside. So we're just going to grab the blower before my air compressor loses all the air because it's developed a leak, and blow this out. Alright, so that was pretty nasty. So what I was going to do is, I'm going to move this out of the way, just threw that up to keep any dust from getting in the lathe. I'm hoping this week I'm going to end up moving that to where its location is going to be. Now, like I said, I got a hose leaking. You can probably hear it hissing. I went over there and saw it's actually got a spot that's blowed out. So if you're working on electronic components, be careful with it plugged in and with the covers off. Don't stick your fingers in and get, because that's 220 right there. So the other day we messed with this and we're not getting the, let's crank that back down. Okay, so it sounds like it ought to be doing what it needs to do. The way that people are setting this up for the Pilot Arc to work, oh wait, I didn't even have it hooked up. The way they're setting it up, yeah, for the Pilot Arc to work, is they're actually going to your ground lead and getting your Pilot Arc to work. If you look at the circuit, I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm going to unplug the machine so I don't electrocute myself. So if you look at the machine on the inside, and I'm going to have to do some more research before I go any further, but there is a lead that comes off of the lead where the Pilot Arc attaches, and it jumps out to that capacitor, that little what they call, I think they call them like a lollipop capacitor or whatever. And there's also in parallel with it is just a little flat capacitor, a little flat red. They don't look like they're blowed because usually if a capacitor like this explodes, the casing of it blows out and you'll visibly be able to tell. I'm not going to get my meter today, and then it goes from there straight over to the ground lead, which would make the Pilot Arc work. But now the thing about a capacitor is, a capacitor is a battery, so voltage does not pass through a capacitor. It charges both sides. It works like a shock absorber on a car. On the other leg, I don't know if y'all can see those gold resistors in there. Right here, it runs the other leg up to that. There's 3 resistors wired in parallel, and those 3 resistors come off the other side and run up to the board on the top of the machine. And I'm sure this is what is responsible for the actual Pilot Arc. And when I was just running it a few minutes ago, it does have a gap here, and it was jumping the gap. So I need to do more research before I go any deeper in this. But if y'all have a non-pilot machine, the way guys are doing it is you're taking your cable, your small cable that would hook to the Pilot Arc on the front of your machine, and jumping it out to the ground on the for your ground clamp, because that's actually positive and your torch is going to be negative, so far as I understand. So I got to do some more research on this before I mess with this any further. The machine is working, you know, it's working fine. It's doing what I need it to do. I would like to get the Pilot Arc fixed. I am not mad that I bought this. This is a really nice torch compared to the one that I had. It's an AG60. Beep. Right there. P. P means Pilot Arc. And So like I said, the circuit in this machine is a little more complex than just going to your negative lead on your cable. And I know when I first got this machine, the Pilot Arc was working, and then at some point the Pilot Arc stopped working. So, or that, the flame that you see pop out on all the Pilot Arc machines. So, we'll keep digging. Maybe we'll figure out what's going on, and we'll go from there. So coming up, I have a wheel off of a trailer that belongs to, I think, a relative of Glenn, that a tire went flat and it messed up the outside of the rim. It's just a trailer rim. So, I mean, we could take a hammer and pound the lip of the rim out. But I'm going to go a little deeper than that. I've actually had bought, and we'll get into this more later, I had bought a hub because I don't have the trailer here to mount this to, and I think he said it was his oldest brother. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's which brother it was. And I have a trailer hub, but the trailer has an old Ford lug pattern. I think it is 4.5. 4. It's the old pattern. I'll have to look the information back up so I can tell you right when I get into doing the video. But the pattern on a new style trailer wheel is different because it's the very early Ford pattern on this wheel, which would have been on a 4-lug Maverick or a 4-lug Falcon, or let's see, or something else. Was not the Pinto, maybe the Pinto. I don't think the Pinto is different. So, and the other lug pattern is what the newer Ford pattern would be, which I think is 4.5 on 4 maybe, and that one is 4.25 on 4 on 4 or something. Anyway, like I said, I'll get those numbers whenever I'm get into making that video. But the thing is I got this hub in, and I didn't even think about what size this was, because I just ordered something that had the same lug pattern, the cheapest thing I could find on eBay. This was like 15 bucks, because I'm not making anything on this, and I don't want to spend a whole lot on getting it fixed. This is too big. So the machine, I've been told in the comments section, that is good for cutting aluminum and brass and non-ferrous, soft metals. Well, we're going to run it through the paces and see if we can't make it fit that rim. And that's going to be probably the next video. We'll be turning this down. Then we'll do a video on fixing the rim. We'll be separate. Got a few things for the lathe. I picked a 5-inch 4-jaw chuck so we can adjust the center of what we're working on, rather than 3-jaw chuck is all 3 jaws move at the same time, and they may be a few thousandths out. With that, we can set it to perfect, or close to perfect as we can get. Also, I have gotten a couple other things. This did not come with the lathe and had to be ordered separate, was the cutters. So I bought a set of cutters for the lathe, and I got these 2 pieces. And for you guys who have modified your bead roller, you know what they're for. So that's coming soon. Okay, it said the battery went dead, so I'm not sure exactly when that said that went dead, but anyway, so anybody that's that has motorized their bead roller should know what those parts are for. I got those off of Fitzy's video last week when he did the electronics on his, or the week before last, or whenever it was. And that's it, guys. My goal today is to spend about 2-3 hours out here in the shop. May have to go find my key so I can open the bay door and get some air in here, because it's a 70-degree day in the 3rd of December. get some of this stuff, you know, straightened out in the shop, because I can't get moving here. It's a total flipping disaster with everything that's gone on over the course of the last 8-10 months. So I'm gonna get on that. Y'all have a good week. I'll see y'all later.